Barcelona are winning, but if you watch the matches, you will see that defense has a lot of issues. Every chance the opposition gets against Barcelona feels like an opportunity in which they can score goals easily. And yes, majority of the issues are because of the high line. But if Barcelona did not have a literal Superman in the goal, the results could have been completely different. João Cancelo's signing can change this entire picture. But not just in terms of the defense. In terms of attack, in terms of the squad depth, everything changes with this signing. There are many tactical aspects of this signing which people don't seem to look at. And that's exactly what we are going to talk about in this video. The first point is the centre-back duo. Barcelona's biggest issue in the defense is not defending itself. It is not having the centre-back pairing to go with. Since Inigo Martinez has left the club, the defense looks extremely unstable. And maintaining a high line is becoming more and more difficult. With Araujo's form issues and Christensen's injury issues, Barcelona are relying on only 3 players: Cubarsí, Eric Garcia and Gerard Martin. But if you have a Champions League knockout level game, you wouldn't want Cubarsí to pair up with either Eric or even Gerard Martin. I mean, don't get me wrong, they get the job done right now. But they are not the kind of centre-back duo that you can just go ahead with in every single match. For example, Arsenal have Saliba and Gabriel. Liverpool have Konate and Van Dijk. Even if we disregard the injury and form issues, with the kind of centre-backs Barcelona are having right now, we seriously do not have a go-to pair with. And this is exactly where Cancelo's signing comes into the picture. If Cancelo becomes a regular right back for Barcelona, Koundé can be moved from right back to the centre back position. And yes, I think it is a very viable option. Because before joining Barcelona, Koundé was playing as a proper centre back in Sevilla. One thing that we can all accept is that Koundé's defensive ability completely outweighs his attacking ability. He is good in the air, he has a lot of experience of defending in the wide spaces. That gives him the advantage to defend if Cancelo is already in an advanced position and Barcelona are in defensive transition. Alongside Cubarsí, this can be a go-to pair that we can completely rely on. That is a no-headache go-to pair. Understand that having different centre-back duos is going to be extremely difficult for the manager as well, because training this high line, especially to numerous centre-backs, is a very difficult task. The second point is attacking ability. Now, Barcelona's current approach under Hansi Flick is something which is extremely evident. Currently, Barcelona solely rely on extreme attacking intent. So the focus is not on stopping the goals, it is on maximizing the attacking intent. And this is exactly where Barcelona have a gap. Other than Balde, we don't have a full back who thrives in attacking situations. Of course, Koundé as a right back has all the potential and a very decent option. But if attacking is your sole intent of the game, you would want to have full backs who specialize in attacking situations, especially in the final third. Koundé can provide a decent output, but it is not consistent. Cancelo can completely change this situation. As an overlapping fullback, he can provide those deadly crosses and cutbacks. He can shoot from tight angles with both of his feet. In this system, this is the exact kind of ability that Hansi Flick would be looking for. Because in terms of pure attacking ability, Cancelo is just better than Koundé. The third point is giving Lamine more freedom. On the left side, we have Balde who provides the width. And because of this, Rafinha has a lot of freedom to move into the inside wing role, where he can operate centrally and we can maximize his skill set. But that is not the case on the right wing. On the right wing, Lamine is the one who is holding the width. Now, with the kind of system that Barcelona play with, you will see Jules Koundé a lot in the attack, but the reality is he has more to do with the build-ups and defensive actions than the attack. Because of this situation, you will quite often see, especially this season, that Lamine is being marked by 2 or 3 players. Usually he is marked by the left winger, the left midfielder and the left back. Now this makes things extremely difficult for Lamine, who is one of the most creative players in our team. If Lamine is being marked by 2 or 3 players, of course that is going to create an unstable defensive structure for the opposition, which Barcelona can exploit and take advantage of. But Lamine's role is not a decoy role or not a role in which he is absorbing the pressure so that the other players can thrive. Barcelona would want Lamine to get into the final third so that he can provide these goal scoring opportunities for the team. But with Koundé playing as a right back, opposition usually do not go with a one-on-one marker against Koundé. If Cancelo is playing as a right back, he is not the kind of player that you just want to leave around without having a marker. If Cancelo can even manage to get a single marker away from Lamine, that will open up a lot of space for Yamal. And of course, Lamine can use this space to get into dangerous positions, and this tactic, which gives Lamine all the space to work into, is going to elevate Barcelona's attack more than Cancelo's contribution. The fourth point is squad depth. Cancelo isn't just a right back backup for Jules Koundé. Having him in the squad gives Barcelona a lot of options throughout the entire defense. He can play as a right back, he can play as a left back, and on occasions he has also played as a winger under Pep Guardiola. Of course, having backups like Rooney and Rashford, we are not going to see him on the wing. One point that people seem to be missing is that Balde for a long period of time did not have any other competition. Balde's only backup is Gerard Martin, who is a very defensive player. Now, in a system which is designed only to attack, you don't want to go with a fullback who is defensive, especially if your fullback is the one who is holding the width on one of the wings. And hence, it is quite simple that Balde does not have any competition. That does not do him any favor. He gets minimal amount of rest, but more importantly, he has no reason to push beyond the limits. Now, Cancelo being in the squad changes this completely. It puts pressure on Balde so that we can get the best out of him, as well as Balde can get a lot of rest without losing the structure of the game. On the other hand, if Cancelo plays as a right back, not only does it give Koundé an option to play as a centre back, this also gives Hansi Flick an option to rest Kubarsi as well. And this is exactly what we needed, having a versatile player like Cancelo, which can give Flick an option to rest any of his defenders. And this is exactly why not his individual abilities, but his presence and how this tactically changes things can potentially define the entire season for Barcelona.